And we are back with the fourth segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this fourth segment, I'm going to be talking about who I think should be in the starting lineup for Team USA and exactly what I think it should be the starting lineup. I mean, they have so many players on the roster and there's so many talented players. It's obviously really, really difficult to pick exactly which ones should be in the starting rotation, which ones shouldn't, but I think the starting rotations, it should go LeBron James at the 1. Yes, we're putting LeBron at the 1. I don't care what you say, he's running that point guard. Then we're putting Steph Curry at the 2 because Steph Curry's that shooter and, shooting guard. You need that shooting guard. Then at the 3, you put Kawhi Leonard for the defense and as well as, his shot creating, but more so the defense because then Kevin Durant would be the power forward and he would be the shot creator for the team. And obviously, you could flip-flop between the roster. You could put Steph Curry at the 1, Kawhi at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Kevin Durant at the 4. You could put LeBron at the 4, Kevin Durant at the 3, Kawhi at the 2, and Steph Curry at the 1. There's so many different lineups that you can run. And then the center would be Anthony Davis. Now, a lot of you are probably going to question, why would you put Anthony Davis at the center as opposed to putting Joel Embiid? Well, that's because 4 of the 5 players that I've mentioned have already played with each other. So LeBron, he played with Anthony Davis. Steph Curry played with Kevin Durant, and all that's left is Kawhi, who's going to be the primary defender in my hypothetical starting 5. And chemistry really, really matters in the Olympics because a lot of these players, like Team USA, is going to be going up against a lot of club players. Well, not really club players, but a lot of athletes that have played with each other for so many years. And chemistry is a really, really big part of the Olympics. And it's one of the more underrated parts of the Olympics because a lot of these, a lot of these teams in the Olympics, again, like Luka Doncic with his Olympic team, he's been playing with that squad since he was 16. And if we want to go back a couple of years, Manu Ginobili, when he was playing with Argentina, he's played with that squad for so many years before even joining the San Antonio Spurs. Same with Pau Gasol and Marc Gasol when they played for Spain. And chemistry, it really gets you a long way in these Olympics because it just gives you that advantage where it's where your teammate's going to be, how to run the offense properly, and it's just, you just have this chemistry. It's really underrated. And having these 2 or those 4 in the starting lineup, that two of the pairs, they know their game and they know what to do, I feel like that ultimately gives them a greater advantage going into the Olympics. And on top of that, it's also the experience that those players have because if you want to be technical, 4 of those players, again, they have experience playing for Team USA. Like Steph Curry, he's arguably got the least experience playing Team USA basketball because he was really only a player for FIBA. And, Anthony Davis, he played for the Olympics as well, I believe. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I am right on the Olympic. But aside from AD being on the Olympics as well, obviously LeBron, he's also played on the Olympics several times, and he's won the gold medal for 2 straight Olympic runs when he was playing with Kobe Bryant, obviously. And, I just feel like, chemistry and just the fact that they have more experience is going to outweigh a lot of the other challenges that they've had or that they're going to go up with in the Olympics. Now, looking at his accolades, it doesn't really say that he has a gold medal in the Olympics. So maybe I was wrong. Completely scratched what I said about his Olympic career. But I do know he was on the Olympics. I believe he played maybe like for FIBA at one point in his career, because I do know he's one of the few players that has an NCAA championship, an NBA championship, and also a gold medal. And again, with all of that experience, I think it's just going to be better. And on top of that, I don't think Joel Embiid's play style is going to really mesh well with the Olympics, because Embiid's play style is very, very dependent on getting fouls. And, obviously I'm not saying that that's essentially like all that he does, but he does it a lot of times. And, with that in mind, I just don't really think that drawing fouls and looking for fouls is going to work in the Olympics. But yes, also Anthony Davis, he has won gold medals with the United States national team on their 2012 Olympic team and 2014 World Cup team. And he is the first player in basketball history to win NCAA title, NBA title, Olympic gold medal, and FIBA World Cup. So again, that experience is going to carry over into this game, or into these games, I should say, as well as his performance. And honestly, like, I really don't see any other player making the starting lineup aside from those five that I mentioned, because seniority is a real thing. Like, you guys probably, if you guys have played a sport in high school or a sport in college, most of the time the seniors, they will get mainly in high school, the seniors will get a lot more minutes because they've been playing under the coach longer. They've been playing under the team a little bit longer than the rest of the other players have, and they have a better understanding of the system that is run, and they have a better understanding of how to play with each other. So with all of that in mind, seniority, I feel like, is going to play a really big part in these teams and, in this lineup management and being able to construct a solid starting lineup. Because again, most of these guys on Team USA, they don't really have that Olympic experience. Like, really, I just really, really wished that Kyrie Irving was on Team USA. Like, that is one of those players that I'm absolutely baffled didn't make the selection for Team USA. Like, they would have rather had Halliburton on Team USA than Kyrie. Are you serious? I mean, I get it. Like, he's a pass first guard, you need those pass first players on the team, but come on, like, you could have Devin Booker. I mean, granted, Devin Booker is a pretty good athlete. I'm not saying that he's not, but I mean, I would have much rather liked to see Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie, he also has some chemistry with LeBron as well as chemistry with Kevin Durant. And having those guys play on, and even Jason Tatum. But granted, that is probably like the big reason why they were reluctant to bring him to the roster, simply because of his, past relationship with Jason Tatum not really going as swimmingly as they thought, and the past relationship with Kevin Durant and LeBron James, which is probably the big reason why they didn't get Kyrie Irving. But aside from that, I really feel like they would have made it work. And it's just really, really, it's baffling to me, like, honestly, how he didn't make the team. But that's besides the point. Like, even if he did make the team, I don't think he was going to be starting over Steph Curry. And really, the rest of the squad, I don't think Bam Adebayo is going to be starting. I don't think Halliburton should be starting. I don't think Drew Holiday should be starting. He should be coming off the bench as a defender. And Devin Booker, again, before, I don't think he should be starting. And Anthony Edwards sure as heck should not be starting, because that cocky attitude is not going to get the team anywhere. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that he's a bad basketball player. I just don't think he should be starting on this roster. He definitely should come off the bench, though. Like, I really feel like him coming off the bench would be a very vital asset to the team. So that's my opinion on the starting lineup and who I think would be in the starting lineup first. And, the rest of rotations, they'll figure it out. But another thing that should also be mentioned is how Steve Kerr is one of the coaches for Team USA, as well as Tyronn Lue and even Eric Spoelstra. Now, those guys, obviously, they have Steve Kerr. He's coached both Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. And Spoelstra and Tyronn Lue, they've coached LeBron James. And those three, I feel like they should be without a doubt in the starting lineup, like hands down in the starting lineup. Now, there might be an issue with Kevin Durant in the starting lineup because he did have a reported calf strain, and Team USA doesn't really want to push Kevin Durant to be playing that much. Maybe this is just for like scrimmages until the Olympics actually start. But again, we'll see. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go into the fifth segment, and I'm going to talk about how Team USA struggled to beat the select team in a recent scrimmage. So I will be right back after this short break. Be sure to stay tuned.